All right. So I just played a game. I think I'm gonna break the fucking rule about only playing one game a day because it's just like I don't know. But I am gonna analyze as deep as possible. I think that's really the important part. It's not about playing one a day. The one a day thing is just to the self control thing to not get tilted. But I don't need a hard rule like that. I just need to be self controlled. And I'm in a pretty good headspace right now. So, anyways, my hair is kind of crazy, but whatever. Uh so I just played this really short game because I thought I was completely busted out of the opening. And apparently I'm not. So I just wanted to record it. I feel like it's probably going to be interesting. So I play a Grunfeld. Let me turn the sounds on. Do I have the sounds on? I thought I did. Okay, but yeah, I do. So this is apparently called the Neo Grunfeld. The regular Grunfeld is with knight c3, but this is with knight f3. So um, I kind of just play the Grunfeld moves, and c5 is the normal Grunfeld move, but apparently computer doesn't like it. Since this is my first game today, this is on the more powerful chess.com engine. It's on the premium engine, so I don't know if that means anything, but anyways, takes. I give this check, and after this really tricky move by my opponent, I reclaim the pawn as was my plan. And here I thought I was completely lost because if I move the queen, I was thinking queen c7, right? But the problem with that is I would lose the knight. So either bishop takes d5 or queen takes d5, and I can't capture here because I'll just lose my queen. So I'm really curious what the computer had, because when I finished the game, it said that white was only slightly better. I was like, what? What do you mean slightly better? So what is the move? Maybe I should have tried to look for it without the computer first, but it's saying queen b4 check. So I'm going to actually, can I make the moves here? Is it possible? Queen b4 check. So okay, let's do it. So I did consider this, but I thought that after he blocks with the bishop, I thought I'm busted. Let's say blocks with the bishop. Then the queen is under attack. The knight is kind of hanging. I'm so dumb. I just dropped my queen back anywhere, right? So, and then the knight's actually not hanging anymore. So this is a square, this is a square, this is a square. Oh, this is actually not a square because the knight will take it. But let's see. This is not a square. So I can move either. I believe these are both fine. These two squares are both fine. So let me check with the computer. So if I go here, is it losing? Looks like it's not. Though I'm not quite sure what the queen is doing in the square, but it's defending the knight. This one I'm not a huge fan of because it does have this little bit of tension with the enemy queen, but I guess that's good for us. So let me go here. So the only move is queen b4 check. If bishop d2, then you drop the queen back, either to d6 or b5, like we talked about. Apparently d6 is a little better. So the line after b5 is b5, knight a3 to hit the queen. I guess I have to drop, I see. Then I have to go back to d7. So that's why I'm letting the knight develop with tempo. So here, that's the reason you want to move to d6. After this, castles, and I think I castle, and we just play a game. The other move for white is queen d2, but then I just take the queen, right? Or I don't even have to. Bishop e6, defending. I can just defend the queen because the knight defends. This is actually I think good for black. I would have thought this is good for black, but I guess bishop takes b7. Okay, so this fork, and it's a little chaotic. Not quite sure what's happening here. Oh, that's a miss. Wait, what? Oh, sorry. So I have to take the knight first and then hit the rook. Okay, cool. Actually, let's play another game. Let's play a quick one. Play a little quick one. Let's get a real game in here. The pirc, I'm going to play d4 c6. Okay. So kind of going into like a bad caro. You can go into a bad caro. That's fine by me. A caro down to tempo. That seems like ass. Okay, knight d7. Very compact setup. I'm thinking f4, and it kind of looks like an Austrian attack. So I'm going to try it. I don't know if it actually is. I don't think it is. And, oh, man, he's just pushing his... My opponent's just pushing their pawns, and I think in these kinds of positions, what I've tried to practice is just kind of slowly improving moves that kind of just squeeze the position, because you're gonna have a space advantage, but you don't. Most of the time, you can't like automatically jump on your opponent, because when they have this compact setup, it's actually quite defensive. The problem with a compact setup like this is that eventually you run out of moves because you have no space. So that's how I try to play these. I don't know if that's the best way to play, but it's kind of just what I've been seeing work. So, or at least work as best as I can do it. Oh man. But here I need to think of a move. I could just develop. I kind of want to castle queenside, so this move makes sense. And then put the queen here maybe. Let's do that. I don't know if this is the best setup, but it makes sense to me. And that's really, I think, what's important in chess. You just need a setup that makes sense to you. I'm a little jittery. I'm a little nervous. Do I want to... Am I annoyed by this move? I go here and he attacks my bishop. I drop it back. I'm not super happy that happened. So, but I kind of wanted to play h4 at some point is the problem. I didn't want to play h3, but also h4 makes a big hole in h3. So yeah, let's go h3. Just stop this from ever being a problem. And I can play g4 at a certain point. Yeah, I'm just going to keep developing. I think, I know this is an idea in the pirc. It's b5 is an idea, so I probably want to stop it actually with a4. Because that's how they kind of attack on the flank and get some space there and get some counterplay, get some things to do with their moves. If I take away b4, or if I take away b5, it just becomes harder. I don't think it's like losing or anything, but it becomes hard. Okay, preparing it. I think you should have just played it, honestly, but preparing is logical. So let's say I play a4, b5 takes. Can't take, so a4, b5 takes. Have to take this way. Then I might break in the center maybe. Or my opponent has also just made a move on the flank, which theoretically, how to put it, conceptually speaking, this does kind of call for a break in the center. So these moves have to be calculated. Even f5 has to be calculated. So f5, e5 takes. I'm literally shivering. I can also queenside castle. And the thing is, b5 is not actually that scary. I don't need to prevent it. Queenside castle, b5. Then I can break because I'm a little more prepared to break and maybe setting up some kind of x-rays against his queens. I'm just going to queenside castle. This might not be the best move, but it can't be the worst move. So it's not going to lose me the game. And thinking about g4, there's b5. My opponent knows what they're doing, which is good. All right. And I have 3 very interesting pawn breaks. I guess this one's less of a break. It's kind of a break still. It's not exactly a break because he'll push, but then I take this way and things happen, but I can't, let's say, push, takes, knight takes. I can't actually take the queen because the bishop is defending it. Is that a problem I can solve? I don't want to go a4 because he probably wants to play this move anyways. So don't see why I would help with that. This here. Then am I setting up this kind of idea, which you see in the Smith-Morra? Probably not. g4, g5, is that scary? Takes, let's see, g4, g5, just g4, g5 takes. Where does the knight go? Goes here. I can also just I can play g4 here. And if this, I just reroute my knight. And this is honestly not scary. I don't think that's scary at all. I mean, what's he going to do? Like bring the queen out here? Sure. There's not really an attack though. I don't think there's really anything because the other pieces, it's hard for them to get in. Like maybe queen b6 and then rook b8. But yeah. Thing is, do I need g4? Maybe I can just rotate the knight preemptively. I don't need g4 maybe. Rotate the knight preemptively. I can also develop the bishop first. And then then I rotate the knight. The benefit of that is actually, yeah, then I'm defending because, he's threatening to push and then take my pawn. So I'm going to defend with the bishop. Just going to keep squeezing. Let my opponent feel just some hot water. Just let them sit in the hot water for as long as possible. Yeah. And we're gonna see how this goes. See how this shit goes. Oh man, this is a game. This is a game for sure. Feels like my opponent's playing a memorized setup to some degree, but they're thinking now, so that's good. That's good for sure. If here, I'm just gonna, I just moved the knight away, and I'm also threatening to take with the queen, so maybe they'll probably support it and keep pushing on the queen side. And I think I'm going to have some kind of thing in the king side going on pretty soon. I can also swing over this way, which covers the b6 square, which actually might be good because I think probably the enemy knight wants to transition there, and it's an outpost. It is an outpost. It's kind of stopping c5. Not stopping. It is actually stopping c5 or making it harder. If I go here and I go here, the knight doesn't have a ton of prospects actually. Okay, and preparing it. a4. Is that a move? No, I don't think so. So if I had a4 here already, this wouldn't be a possible move because then I'll just take. But now I can, if I play a4, it can push, and then I move my knight away, and then maybe it goes after my queen side a bit. And it's a little uncomfortable, it's a little uncomfortable. So g4 definitely a move I'm considering. Definitely a move I'm considering. There has to be some kind of break though. Like I'm sure there was a break like 2 moves ago that I should have went for. And just the computer's gonna be like, you're dumb. You're just so dumb. You don't know what you're doing at all. Push. Okay. Let me calculate them. I don't want to spend too much time kind of down in time. Takes. Maybe this one. Takes. I can start with this. G4, G5. I'm going to play G4, G5. I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to have the computer laugh at me if I'm wrong. So, and that's okay. Moves the knight back. That's exactly what I wanted to see. This justifies G4 completely. These inclusions, like this is not, this makes it a good move. At least it makes it not a bad move, right? Because I get a little more space. I push my pawn up, preparing like some other pawn breaks, and he moves his knight away at the defense of this square. So now I'm very tempted by d5. The point is takes. If takes, then this pawn is hanging. d5 takes. Yeah, I'm just gonna play it. I don't think it can be that bad. It's also like the only pawn break I really have. I mean, maybe I could do something like this. And yeah, I'm sure f5 was worth considering. But yeah, takes. And here, I can actually start by taking a different pawn of the knight. I don't have to take so I take here first, then takes back. I take here maybe. That seems reasonable. Also take here and takes. Then that seems kind of juicy though. Oh man, which one? Which way do I take? I have to play a little faster. I kind of want to do this one, but the knight's not actually too great there, to be fair. It's kind of targeting this pawn. Here, takes. Yeah, I guess if I take back here, he can actually... No, I need to take here, because otherwise he can push my knight away. So, yeah, this one makes more sense to me. Cool. Alrighty. Takes here, and now the rook is hanging, which seems pretty good. I also have this check. I'll have it on the next turn. So, yeah, I think black's position has fallen apart here a little bit. Okay, and you got this maybe. So this is not quite a move yet. I can prepare it. Takes, and then here, also defending the knight makes sense. Yeah, I'll drop my bishop back. I think this is very uncomfortable for black. It's got to be uncomfortable. It's just got to be uncomfortable. I would have loved this pawn to be there. Does kind of have this nice central control though, which is something I didn't anticipate. Okay, I go here, push, then what? G5. It's probably not a move. Yeah, let me do this. We have some ideas. Okay, this and this. Now I'm threatening this kind of. Also, this pawn is restricting the knight a lot. So maybe I just play like rook f1. Get the knight in there, or get the rook in there. I can give this check immediately. Takes, 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 takes. I'm not sure that actually is good for me. It's okay. It's definitely okay. It's at least okay. I can go here, which is kind of spicy. Forcing the rook. It's a different square. I'm just going to start with rook f1. I don't think this move is going to hurt. He's threatening to take and take and take. Which I actually fucking missed that. Just dropping my knight. I'm just low in time, dude. Oh, man. But maybe I have some spicy tactics. I don't know. This? It gets a little crazy, to be honest. All right. I'll do this. I'll take. And queen f3. Queen f3. f6 takes. I'm gonna do it. I can't see a move right now. I think I'm busted here actually, which is unfortunate. I thought I played a pretty good game until then. Just crucial tactical moments, crucial pawn breaks. I didn't see it, so I'll check with the engine after the game. f6. This was the plan, and I can harass this bishop maybe. Harass this bishop. Takes. Doesn't work. Okay, I'm gonna take here. I think there's no choice on that. There probably is, but okay, this break maybe. Oh man. All right, it's probably my last chance. Check. Oh, that's nasty, dude. That's fucking nasty. That's a nice check. I am threatening some stuff, but I think they'll be fine. That's a nasty check. Okay. All right. Let me try this. This check doesn't work. Then here. I still have some stuff like this knight and the knight and rook are out of the game, so I definitely have some compensation here. I'm sure it's not enough, but it's actually a little tricky for black because these pieces are effectively out of the game. You have to take here first, and then I'm gonna go here. Takes. Oh, that's my queen though. Takes. Oh my. That one I don't think works. I'm just gonna play it immediately. Oh, he's his check though. Oh, is a check. It's a little crazy. It's a little crazy. Oh man, this check and here and then here. Where am I going? Here. So maybe check. I go here. Okay. So I take the bishop. Check. I go here. Go down. There's no more checks. Okay. Oh, I missed this. I had to go here. Oh my god. Oh my god. It takes here. Can I find a perpetual? Oh man. Oh, not the best game. This is why I don't like playing the perc against the perc, because when they know what they're doing and I don't. Oh, it just feels like trash, man. So we're pretty busted here. Takes. Okay. Well, I could go for this, but I think there's just too many checks. So, okay. That's game. That's fucking game. Alrighty. Let's see this game. I'm very interested. I'm going to make the moves on lead chess because it has the better engine as usual. So, let's make the moves. Cry about it a little bit. It's okay. I'm in a good mood today. Well, it was a game. We had this and then d6. I played d4. He played c6. I played knight c3, thinking, oh, you can go into a bad caro. So then I think my opponent played. What did they play? I think they played this move. What happened? Yes, sir. Knight d7. And I played f4. I was like, this is kind of like an Austrian attack. Let me make sure Austrian attack. Um, Austrian attack. Let's see. The Austrian, it is categorized by the pawn on f4, but this is not it. And he never fianchettoed his bishop, so it was a much more it was a very different opening. So I think here he played e6, right? Here e6. Yep. Play knight f3. I'm pretty sure. You see, knight f3. Okay. Knight f3. e6. I played some good moves. Oh, wait, no, I did this one, right? I did this one. Apparently e5. I think that's the first thing I want to calculate. So this is what I played, but e5 was already suggested by the engine. In fact, even here, e5, it's not as good as knight f3. Here, what if I played e5 here? So e5, it just ignores me. I just develop. And f5 takes. Okay, and yeah, I mean, the center is coming apart. So I could have tried something like this. I could also went here, and then what would he play? Let's say he played the same moves. What did he play there? Oh, this has to be bad. This is even worse into e5, right? This has to be worse. I can sack the pawn, I think, but this isn't as good, actually. So here, just castle. And the computer's just like, yeah, I mean, just look at the space I have. Like, yeah. So look at the space we got. What's the point of this move? I assume it's to push. No. Oh, we're going after this pawn. So castles. Just take the pawn? Yeah, just take the pawn. Okay. All right. Interesting, but not what I played. So I just played some normal moves. Apparently this is even better. I'm not sure. Yeah, b5 is the normal ID in the pirc. I'm surprised computer didn't suggest like a4, but I play here. And I think my opponent here played a6. No. Okay, here my opponent played bishop d7, bishop e7, bishop e7. And h3. I don't think h3 is bad because if I go, let's say I did this. Oh no, they play knight f6. Sorry, I'm getting the moves mixed up. It was oh my goodness, fucking RuneScape is so annoying. It was h6, bishop e3, knight f6. Here, this is what I played. And here we should have played e5 because I thought this would be the move. This is not the move. Oh my goodness. the F pawn, man. Let's check. Does not work. Okay. All right. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay. So e5 was totally a move. I knew it was probably a move at some point. Here takes. I would want c4 or just took. Yeah, I probably would want c4, but I don't think this is good because it releases the tension a little too early. Just develop, and I guess this pawn structure is just kind of weird, right? Kind of weird for black. Yeah, and we just play it slow. c3. We just pretend it's a French. I mean, I guess so. It's a French, but no, it's closer to a caro. We pretend it's a caro. Okay. I mean, he really just played a caro down a bunch of tempi, but I couldn't break it. So, all right. What did I play here? I played h3. My opponent played bishop here. Yep. Bishop e7. And what did I play here? I think queen. I played queen up. Yeah, and see, like, if you don't make accurate moves, you're already, like, it's already equal. That's why these compact setups, I think, are very tricky, like, lower to medium level. Like, I'm at, like, I'd say, like, a medium level, maybe even low. Probably medium. I don't want to be too harsh myself, but, like, here, black can strike with d5. And it's already equalized. Yeah, because it sends knight back. It's already equalized, which is pretty crazy. I don't even know which side I take here because, like, what are these pieces? What is my knight doing, you know? But I guess it's Probably just trying to get out. And then castles. I would have moved the knight over. But I guess, wow, c4 is an important move. To not allow this bishop to be lost. Oh my goodness. Yeah. They have the f file as well. So c4 kind of important here. Or here, if that same idea happens. Castles. Yeah, there's just so much. Oh man, sack the pawn. Sack the pawn. Holy moly. Get a check though. Get a check. Here. Yeah, the pirc is, I think, very dangerous at this level. So, okay, going off on big tangents. Let's check the actual game. What did I think here? I think they played a6 here. A6 and b5. A6, queenside castle, b5. Here, computer still wants to play e5. Develop my bishop. The point is, after here, I drop my knight back. I don't think that's what my opponent played though. Said they pushed the other pawn. Here, okay, I think I played g4 here, which was not bad. I was pretty happy with g4. And yeah, g4. What's the idea of g4? Just push, get some space, push a little bit harder. I think, did he kick my knight here? No, he undeveloped the knight, and I knew I had to be better here. d5 is actually the move. d5 was the move. That's what I played. Took this way. And I took. Why is this wrong? Taking the knight is wrong. I was worried here about, yeah, and this is a recommendation. You can ignore it. Why? Takes. Knight takes. Then you just take check, and if takes, what happens then? What happens then? Takes. Do I swing the knight around like here? What am I doing? Takes. I probably drop the knight back and go after some kind of maneuver like this. This kind of maneuver. That's my guess. So takes. That's not the maneuver. That's not the move. It's okay, apparently. It's okay. It's an idea. Yeah, any idea works. You got an idea, you should go for it, I think. But no, the main idea is this. And then say he tries to develop their knight, because I think that's the most natural move. You can take this pawn. Why? Oh, and you have this check. Oh, the missing f pawn. I didn't see that idea at all. Wow, you can even start with it, but not as good here, I think. So you don't force like a trade of pieces, which is better. Or I guess, yeah, you kind of hold this check in your back pocket. Like it's not, I don't know. It makes more sense to hold the check. Just generally speaking, you don't need to use it here. And the bishop, in which square is the bishop better placed? It's hard to say, be honest. In this version, takes. I feel like this knight is a little loose, but you can just get rid of it. But then they have some counterplay here. It's definitely not bad. I would have moved the knight to the center like this, probably, and then I wouldn't play king. It's the best move. I would not play king b1, though I should. That's the kind of move I need to get better at making. Okay, but yeah, so this was not takes, and this was basically b4 was not scary, but. The other, let's see why not knight takes b4. Wow, we're still better, but it's really close. I think my opponent took here, and I took, which does justify what happened. But then this is their idea to take in the center, control the center. But no, you can sack the piece, and it's the only it cleanly wins. It's the only cleanly winning one, apparently. I think the valuation is just going to grow the longer you let it sit, because it just gets closer and closer to checkmate. Which is freaking crazy. It goes down. Okay, I don't know what's going on. But you can sack. The other moves are g5, still sacking the bishop d3, which is what I played. Okay, which is a slower move. So let me make this the main line first of all. This is what I played. But sacking the bishop. What is happening here? Takes. Rook needs to move, or because it's getting hit by the queen. Now you bring the knight in, but what if it just takes the knight? Then you take the knight, and this is a fork. So something like this, you can't. Oh, the bishop's also pinned. So if develops here. Oh, you're also hitting the X-ray. The X-ray I talked about too, but I forgot about it. Oh no. What's the point of talking about it if you just forget about it, you know? And wow, everything is hanging. This is beautiful. Holy moly. Okay. So black cannot take the bishop, so it needs to move the rook out of the way. This is actually the only square, funnily enough. Then you say, no, you are gonna take my bishop. Because then I have this. What is being threatened here? Well, threatening to take, so knight f6. And then the forkaroni. The forkaroni. Oh my goodness. You win the rook. Or you don't even need to take the rook. Sure, you could take it. That's fine. Then you bring the knight in, and you're going after this pawn. And the king goes up. But then you take it anyways, because, oh my goodness. The king can't take because this is checkmate. What is the mate? Let me calculate it. So here, knight has to block. It's just, wow, it's actually a very simple mate. Oh my goodness. And then here, and then this is not mate. Be careful, because that will lose the queen, but this is mate. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's just checkmates all around. Checkmates and tactics and forks. This is the thing about like playing, like squeezing a position, right? When you squeeze a position, you squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. That's not really the hard part. You play moves like G4, you squeeze. At some point, you need to pounce, and it gets really complicated because everything is touching everything else. And if you screw up, you end up losing the game. And that's why like these openings, like the pirc, they're really bad at higher level, because if your opponent's not bad, you're just gonna lose. But like, I'm bad. People at my level are bad. I'm so terrible. Just, it's like at that level where you kind of know what you're doing, so you try like more advanced stuff like this, but you don't know it well enough, so you still lose. And you lose because you're trying something fancy. So it's not even that fancy. It's just like a little difficult. Oh man. Okay, but what did I play? Well, I played bishop d3. Before we go to bishop d3, actually, I do want to look at the other captures. So here, bishop captures. I would assume my opponent would take here, and then take back is fine. You kind of get a similar position to the game. But here, you can swing around, and what's the point? This is the point of g4, by the way. Takes, the knight has to move. You can take and take, and then this move puts the queen in an annoying spot. You can take the pawn. You can take the bishop. I think that's not terrible, yeah. You take the pawn. What's being threatened here? Let's say black does something dumb. Okay, let's say black just castles. The bishop is hanging, so black cannot castle. Let's say it moves the king. Oh, then you have this move, and if this, then checkmate. If takes, then you bring the rook in, check, or you don't even need to do that. You threaten checkmate this way, because this is checkmate. So to defend it, this is a very logical move. But then you take the knight, and it takes, it's checkmate, so they have to do something. So this is a move that comes to mind, because that, laterally defends, but then you have this fork. It's a super fork. You even have this check. And then, I would take, but that's not even the best move. You can take the rook, but that's not the best move either. You just give this. The bishop is pinned. If blocks, that's mate. If king here, then what happens? Oh my goodness, so much stuff is hanging. This is crazy. I would never have calculated this. Absolutely nuts. Take here with the rook, because black can sack their pieces, but let's pretend they don't do that. And one more move, and it's going to be game over pretty much. So like here, then this is completely game over. You can take with the rook, which is check, and then, it's discovery. It's a double check. And that's mate. There's so many mates. It's crazy. This is a crazy position. Oh, man. It's not even that crazy, because like you think it's crazy to me. I know if you give this to a GM, they'll be like, white is just winning. Everything wins. Why is it crazy? But like, oh man, all the different ways white wins. It's kind of nuts. Okay, so that would have been pretty cool. Did not go for that. I didn't even see any of that. Let's go to the actual game. Bishop d3. All right, bishop d3. My opponent, I think, played this move. I did not know how to deal with it. Yes. My opponent played bishop a6. What did I do? I was like, man, I don't want to give this light squared bishop. I don't know what to do. So I could have played g5. What's the point of g5? Takes. I'm not sure what the point of this move is, to be honest. I guess, let's say black, does something like this. It's a slow move. We're not really g5, g3. Now this pawn's kind of weak, I guess. What's this move? What is this? Oh my goodness. What's going on? Takes. Oh, the forkaroni. Spaghetti. Forkaroni ravioli. Oh my goodness. This is a pattern that exists in the Alpine Sicilian. So if I let me open up another lead chess in the Alpine. I don't know the exact, like how to get it exactly, but let's say d5 takes d4 here. Let me see what. Let's say black just develops here. You go here, and you're going. This is not the one. There's one where you sack a piece here, and then you have this fork. But it's a pretty common fork. Not super common, but it's a fork that appears in other openings. So, damn, to see it pop up here is a big surprise. Holy moly! The point is that this pawn is like. This pawn is untouchable. Like this square is untouchable rather, because this square is untouchable, or this square is hanging if the queen moves. So it's a weird tactic, because if the queen moves here, right, it's that square is still safe. But here the queen takes. Okay. So the king has to move, and then now I take the queen. Why? I take the pawn. Knight's not hanging. I need to develop. My opponent needs to develop their own knight. And then this is checkmate. So these two pieces, I mean, they were stuck. Even like in my opponent's winning position, they were stuck. Pretty stuck. So, wow. Okay. I mean, sure. G5 makes a logical move. Not what I played. I played this one. Played knight e5. The point was takes. Now I was going to liberate my knight. Opponent up. Rook b8 is a logical move, and this move is so important. a4. There's only two like winning moves. Both of them are defensive moves to defend the knight. I was considering this, but I didn't like it because it just equalizes, man. You just trade all the pieces, and then what happens? I think I'm down a pawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. No, it's even pawn count, even piece count. Black is not castled, but they're going to castle in a second. My king is on the queen side. With all the semi-open files in the world, this is kind of scary. Yeah, that's why it's minus 0.1. If with best play, I'm sure it's a draw because piece count is even, and there's not really, realistically speaking, it's gonna be hard to attack. But I have this like pawn also that's hanging too. So actually, I'm gonna be down a pawn. With this, I'm down a pawn. So I'm definitely the one trying to hold here. That's why I didn't like that move. So yeah, again, we have to go back from exploding the position mode to like holding the tension mode. So move like a4 makes sense because you don't want to do it with your queen. You don't want to do it with your queen because you need your queen to roam around the cabin, maybe like go to f3 or something. So I didn't like trading a piece like this, but this check is actually quite nasty. Yeah, it's quite nasty. And if we win the exchange, then I'm actually up material, and it should be a technically winning game. Because black does not really have compensation. Like these pieces are completely locked out. I have to like free up the knight somehow. This doesn't even free up the knight, so it's just hard. So obviously the rook cannot capture. And here the king has to move. Now you're never castling. This rook is going to take. It's going to take like 3 to 4 moves to untangle your pieces. Like you have to move the bishop, move the knight, somehow get the rook out. I don't know how you're getting the rook out. Actually, maybe like bring the king up. It's going to take quite a bit. So here, computer wants to get the king out of the way. Or to play rook f3. Let's say moves. Okay, this move to tuck the king. And now queen f3 is a move. Because it just wins the knight. It just straight up wins the knight. Because the knight is so stuck. So freaking stuck. So the king goes here. Then that's a checkmate-a-roni. I don't know why I'm calling everything spaghetti-roni. But okay. Yeah. Very cool. So a4 is a move. But not what I played. Instead, I played rook f3, rook f1. I just blunder everything. f6. The game is pretty much over here. I think I took. Yeah, took. Some yeah. I don't need to analyze the rest. That's the game. Alrighty. Pretty interesting game. My God. Just gotta calculate better. I took the only wrong way. How did I choose the exact if I played just a random move, I had a 2 in 3 chance of like Let me see. Back here, there are 3 captures I could consider: knight takes, bishop takes, and pawn takes. I chose the wrong one because I was scared of, mostly because I was scared of b5, but b5 is not scary. Sorry, b4 rather. Okay, I'm gonna upload this. Oh my god, what a pathetic game. It's okay though.